Today we're going to do some more quilting extras, we'll call it. I've been redoing my sewing room, so I've been reorganizing and everything, and I found a stack of blocks that I had from a quilt, and they weren't enough. I think there was about 24 of them total when they're about 6 inches, so that's not going to make a very big quilt. It might do a wall hanging or something, but sometimes I like to take them and do different things other than just quilts. So today we're going to do a quilted purse. Since our fabric is already cut and our blocks are already done, these are great little projects for, like I told you before, when we have extra pieces from quilts, or in this case extra blocks. If we have extra pieces, we just make a block. So these are about 6 inches roughly, and so our purse is going to be about a 12-inch square. I did have some strips made for the handles, but I'm going to have to make some more because the other ones, well, let's just say they ran into an accident. So we're going to start with this. And simply the first thing we do is put our blocks together just like we would anything else. And those two are really close to the same, and I don't want them really close to the same thing. Actually, those are the same. I like to mix it up a little bit. So I want to do something. Maybe that will work. Then let's go. That way we have some nice little different patterns there. And then my extra one here, I'm going to use as a pocket on the inside of it. So I'm going to set that over there while we work on these. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to do just like we would when we have our blocks to put together, is we're going to put our blocks together. So see, we have that. I'm going to come over here and do the same thing with this one. Okay. So now that we have both pieces, we're going to take them and we're going to do the same thing with this side, but we're going to iron them out, and we're going to flip them over, match our seams, so 1/4 inch over there, and iron that until we have 2 square blocks that are ironed and ready to go. Okay, now that we have our squares finished, back's ironed, measure it as a guess. It looks like it's gonna be about 11 inches, not 12. Okay, so I dug out a scrap piece of fabric because, you know, I've always got tons of that, and we needed to make some straps, and we need another part for this quilt. So first thing I need to do is figure out what my dimensions are for this. Actually, it doesn't really particularly matter now that I think about it. So we're gonna say a nice size would probably be 2 inches, 1.5. Yeah, that should work. Either that, we can do 2.5, 2. I wouldn't go any bigger than 3 for this unless you just want something ginormous. What we're going to do is we're going to put edges, and these are going to be for our straps also. So I'm going to go ahead and just fold that over where it's not too terribly big of a deal. I know that one piece is going to be wonky, but like I said, it's not a big deal. And since this is so long, I'm going to do probably 3 across. just so I have extra. And then if I do have extra, more quilts. Oh. Or I should say more quilt scraps. So make sure our edges over there is smooth. I'm gonna go down here, measure up our 2. Give it a little zippy to zip there. And zippy zip here. And that. And one more for good measure. It'll be alright. Like I said, we can always make more stuff later. We like making stuff. Okay. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to line these out. We're going to take our little strips like so. Okay. So this one, we see, this is why we did the extra. Because of that right there. That was not the same length. So we're going to just toss that over there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come on each side and we're going to sew down to there on that side. We're going to cut one there. We're going to sew this down on this side, and then across the bottom the same thing from corner to corner exactly. And yes, you are going to have, it's going to look like this when we're done. There's going to be a cutout section there, and there should be a cutout section there. Nothing goes on the top. The top is going to remain open at this point. So right now we're going to add this to both sides, to both pieces. If you don't want a very wide purse, you can just leave it at this, do whatever width you want. Personally, I like to do the 2 on both sides and do them a little bit smaller. Otherwise, you would just do the one side if you wanted a little thin one, like carry a little tablet in or something, or just your purse, or just a wallet, or a book or something. And then we're going to do the same with this piece. 3 sides, 3 sides. Okay, now that we have put all of these on here, we left 1/4 of an inch on the corners, so we can use those. So this is going to be our top. This is going to be our top, and we have 2 matching pieces now. So the next 2 things we need to do is cut out a lining and cut out our batting. So we're going to set that aside for a minute. I have some random fabric here from a tie-dye project me and my daughter did a while back. So I'll put that out there. Then look at there, look at there. We come over here on our straightest line we can, because this is folded in half, as you can see, because I need 2 pieces. Just gonna zip through here and make it really easy for me. Put that big piece out of the way. Oops. Alright. And cut out our little corners. Like so. And like so. Now we have a lining cut out. Okay, we're going to set that aside. Leave it there. Actually, here's my stray piece. I need to cut part of this out for that. Trying to find a corner that is least intrusive as possible here. So we're gonna just get over here on the corner and go along through here, along through there. We're gonna make a pocket on the inside with this. So now I have a lining for that. We're gonna set that one aside. Now we're going to get our bigger piece back out. And this may not even be big enough. Let's see. Sit. Almost, almost. Scrap batting is handy too. Oh, I think we can make it work. Yep. All right, so I'm gonna stretch it out as good as I can, because if I don't, it will stretch out while I sew it. Okay, and good scissors over there. I'm gonna cut this out. Same way we did the lining, just trace around the edges. Like so. Batting's fun to cut. And if it gets a little shy, a little short, that's not a big deal either. So, that. Okay. Then cut out our corners like so. Boop, boop. And we'll trim this up as we go. This is not an exact science by any stretch of the imagination. So, alrighty. There we go. So, our batting for the quilting part of it, our pocket with the lining, and our lining cut out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take it over to our machine. Since it's a nice, easy, small square, I'm just going to run through the machine to quilt it. You can do pretty much whatever you want to quilt on it. If you've got a quilting foot, you can make a cool little design. I'm going to probably go over and use some of my fun little stitches on my sewing machine, and I don't know, either follow some lines, make an X, follow this. I'll decide here in a minute when I get over there. But what we're going to do is each piece needs to be quilted a little bit so it stays like this. And this is all we're going to quilt right here. We're going to leave the pocket alone. We're going to leave the lining alone. And we're just going to quilt this for now. Let's see what we come up with.